Hey y'all, it's me, Tiffany Fry, Cincy Star Consultant. Today I'm going to talk about comfort zones and consistency. First off, comfort zones. Here are just some tips that I have for reaching your comfort zone barrier and breaking them. One, first off, get out of your comfort zone and take risks. You'll never know what's out there for you until you find it for yourself. You got to push yourself. That's number two. Never give up, even when it's really tough. And that's really hard to do, but if you push yourself hard enough, you can do it. It might take a few tries, but it's easy once you've accomplished it and you've pushed yourself to that point. You just step back and you're like, whoa, I did it. Woo! Make a list. That is a huge thing that I push, is I make lists. Make your list of 100 people. Make your list of potential recruits. Anybody and everybody that you think could benefit from the business or from using Cincy products. Make lists. Make lists. Write down all your goals. Plaster it, boom, right above where you do your most work with your business. If you sit down on the couch, plaster it to the outside of your laptop so that every time you touch your laptop, you're seeing that list. Another big thing is practice work-life balance. Everyone needs rest. Take time to yourself. For example, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of this past week, I took off. I only talked to a couple people about Cincy. And I really kind of got upset with myself that I did that, but I also don't like leaving people hanging. But always take time for yourself and time for your family. The 4th of July was this past weekend, and so I thought, you know what? I need to take a break, I need to have a breather, and I need to recollect myself, and I need to spend time with my family and friends. So, no Cincy. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I scheduled a few posts with my Hootsuite. So those did post for me, but I did not get on Facebook and post those. I just opened the Hootsuite app and scheduled it for just random times throughout the weekend, and I think I only made a few posts. I'd have to go back and double check for sure. I kind of lose track when I'm using Hootsuite on how many posts I've actually made. Set your priorities. Identify what needs to be done, how, and what can wait. A huge thing for me is talking to people about the business side of Cincy and the customer aspect, and they're just like, well, I'm too busy, I've got to do this. And that thing is really not a priority. And then they get upset and complain or are negative. And that's a huge thing for me. A huge pet peeve of mine is negativity. I do not like negativity. I I have a hard time biting my tongue, so to speak, when people are negative, because I just want to be like, what do you have negative? Why do you have to be negative? Like, negativity gets you nowhere. Stop it! So that's a huge pet peeve of mine, and a huge thing that has to do with comfort zones. Be positive. Doubting what you are capable of cannot and will not lead you to success. You have to stay positive. You have to stay happy, bubbly, and quirky. If you have to have a journal so that you can write down everything that makes you mad and angry and is negative, just so you can get it off your chest, so it doesn't affect your business, do it. Because being positive reflects on you, and if your customers are going to buy from you or not, and your team, and if they're going to follow you and listen to the help and advice you want to give them. If you're negative and complaining all the time, they do not want to talk to you. I have people that I don't want to talk to because they're being negative, and I will deliberately ignore them. Not because I don't want them to succeed, and not because I don't care about them, and not because I don't love them to pieces, because every single girl on my team I do love and I do adore, and I want them to succeed. But when all they want to do is gripe and complain, I ignore them, because their negativity is going to bring me down. So be positive. Don't let anybody bring you down with their negativity. Build a positive wall. That's what I call it. I tell people when they ask me why I haven't answered their question, I'm like, I love you. I really do. But your negativity is chipping at my positive wall, and so I reinforced it, and until you're ready to be positive, you gotta step back away from me, because your negativity will bring me down, and it will bring down my business and my team, and I won't tolerate that. So always be positive. Don't worry about what you cannot do, because that will not lead you to success. Worry about what you can do. And back to my step 5, set your priorities, identify what needs to be done now and what can wait. That's a huge thing with being positive. They go hand in hand, in my opinion, but they are 2 separate steps. Sorry, I talk with my hands a lot. It's a habit that I am trying to break. But you have to identify what is important now. Is your business and your family and the success of your business a high priority to you? If it is not, then you need to sit down and reevaluate what is a priority to you. Because if you joined Scentsy because you want to stay home and take care of your family and not have to worry about a 9-to-5, 40-plus hours a week job, then you need to make it a priority. Because you will not end up as a superstar consultant down the road in 2 or 3 or 4 years, or however long it takes you to get there, if it's not a priority. There's no way. I did not double promote to star consultant and skip over lead because I have other priorities. Scentsy is a huge priority to me, and it is a huge passion of mine, and I absolutely love being a consultant. And I make it a priority. So that's a huge, huge thing. And again, back to the next step, it's be positive, be positive, be positive. Build up that positive wall and put a moat around it to catch all the negative alligators and stuff. Practice makes perfect. Improve a skill by doing it over and over again until you get it right. Put in your 10,000 hours. It takes consistency with learning with your business. You cannot talk to one customer and land a sale and think that you are golden. Because if you have a team of 3 people underneath you and your team volume's 4,000, you will not make a penny off that just because you have one customer. You need to use that practice that you took with that customer and talking and landing your sale or your party or whatever, and you need to repeat it over and over and over and over and over every single month, every single day. Another thing is the next step is step up and take initiative. Make things happen for you instead of waiting for these things to happen to you, because it might be in God's plan for you, and so it might eventually happen, but it's going to take its sweet Georgia Brown time if you do not step up and take initiative. You really got to work hard. If you want to succeed with Scentsy, you can, but you have to put in the work and the effort. Running a business is just like working a job. If you want to move in the office upstairs, you got to really bust your rump end and show your boss that you have the initiative and the drive to get there, and you deserve that desk upstairs with the leather top and the fancy roll chair. If you don't show that initiative and that drive, just as with running a business, you're not going to get it. A business and a job are basically the same thing, except when you have a business, you're the boss, and you're in control. With a job, you're not a boss, you're not in control. But if you want that promotion, you're going to show your boss that you can do it. So with your business, you're going to show your team that you can do it, and they're going to follow suit. And they're going to be like, she can do it, I can do it. It took a lot of talking to Kendra, my director, before I realized that, you know what, I do put in a lot of hard work. And if I worked just a little bit harder, I could get promoted to lead. I blew her and myself out of the water that month because I double promoted. I skipped, boom, right over lead. And I didn't think I could do it. But I proved to myself by stepping up and taking the initiative. And sometimes that's all you need is a little boost up. And if that's what you need, come to me. I will prove to you that you too have the initiative and have what it takes to step up and go after making things happen for you instead of waiting for things to happen to you. Be hands-on. If you have a business, make sure you know it inside and out. That is something that I tell my girls a lot. I'll post something and they'll inbox me and they'll be like, oh, how'd you know that? Well, this is why I know it. And I screenshot it. Boom. News tab, y'all. News tab. Any and everything you want to know about our Scentsy business and our company that we work with is right there. Orville and Heidi don't hide anything from us. They love us. They love every single one of us. Even if they've never met us, they love us. They treat us well, and they always keep us up to date. But it is your job to make sure you stay up to date, because Orville and Heidi don't have time to call everybody individually. So they have a team of people who work wonderfully and fast and effortlessly, and boom, they update us. Any and everything we need to know about new products, sales, promotion items, promotion tools, any and everything, our incentive cruises, our incentive points roster, everything is in our workstation. Utilize it. If you don't know your way around your workstation, my best advice for learning your workstation and learning where the news tab is and what articles are utmost important to read. I even read some of the articles that they just update randomly about how many consultants there are in each state, in each country, and across the world. I love shouting that information out to potential recruits. Oh, you live in Texas and you think there's too many Scentsy consultants around you? Oh, honey, let me tell you, this is how many is in your state, and this is how many is in your area. I love that Scentsy shares that information with us, and you can utilize it to the best of your ability and knowledge, and it will benefit you. The next step to stepping out of your comfort zone is exercise your body healthily to avoid sickness and decrease productivity. If you don't take care of yourself, you're going to have days where you wake up and you just feel like, oh, you feel like death warmed over, and you don't want to do anything, and you don't want to take care of your team, you don't want to take care of your customers, you don't want to take care of your business, and it's not good. You need to stay on top of making sure you stay healthy so that you can do what you need to do to get things done. I personally take vitamins. And I'm not trying to promote the company, but I love my greens. Greens are amazing, and the people who invented greens are freaking amazing. And if you know what company that's with, then boom, you know. But I take the daily vitamin. I force myself, because I'm not a fan of water, but I force myself to drink a gallon of water every day. I make sure at meal times we have everything from the food groups. I walk the dogs, because we have two, and they're very, very hyper. They love to walk. And my son keeps me on my toes. And, you know, we just stay active. And staying active helps keep you healthy. And if you're not healthy, you can't take care of business. And if you are healthy, then you can take care of business. Next step in breaking that comfort zone barrier is keep an open mind to new ideas and opinions. Never, ever, 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 ever think that you are better than somebody and that their opinion and their idea is not good enough for you. Because that might be the opinion or the idea that you need to hear to go up that next step. You are never better than anybody else. I don't care if they're 10 tiers underneath you or 10 tiers above you. Nobody is better than anybody. This is not a competition. Scentsy is family. My director is my director, and I respect her position above me, but I also truly do love her, and I consider her a friend. I consider her a friend and family. All the girls on my team, my first tier, which is my direct downline, my second tier, All my girls are my family, and I adore them and I love them. And none of their ideas or opinions are bad. I am not in competition with them. They are not in competition with me. This is not a competition. This is a family affair, as I like to refer to it as. We are here to help each other. I have helped girls who aren't even on my team underneath me. They're not even underneath my director's team. They don't even have the same superstar consultant we have. Our superstar consultant is the sweetest lady ever, and I've never even met her, and I adore her and love her. Judy's amazing. She has a group on Facebook, and she helps us when we need it. Kendra has a group on Facebook. She helps us when we need it. These women are here for us, not for themselves. And the same with me. I am here for y'all. I am not here for myself. I love my business, but I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for my girls. Even if I busted my rump shaker every single day like I do and stayed consistent with my busting and my rump shaker, I would still not be where I'm at without my girls. I would not be where I'm at without my director encouraging me. So remember, always keep an open mind. Nobody is better than anybody. Everybody can share their ideas and everybody can share their opinions. And do not get offended when somebody below or above you takes your idea and uses it. If you shared it, it's community property. I do not share my ideas and opinions and get mad when somebody uses them. I want you guys to use them. That's why I share them. It's really important to always keep an open mind. My next step in my comfort zone, breaking a barrier, is walk your talk. If you want to walk around and act like you're hootie patootie and you know it all, then you better back it up. I will tell you, cockiness will get you nowhere. More or less with my walk your talk thing is lead by example. If you want your girls to be polite, courteous, consistent, positive, then that's what you need to be. Because most usually people who join your team join you because they see you as an inspiration. You inspire them to dig down deep and grab that drive to better their lives and better themselves. And owning a business and being an independent consultant is learning to be who you are. I have changed a lot since being with Scentsy, and I love walking that talk. I love showing my girls that life is what you make it, and I want them to know that even when bad times happen, you can always be positive. My mom, for example, has fought cancer twice now. And she kept driving on. And it really encouraged me and helped me in my business and personal aspect to keep pushing myself and driving on. And I really thank the Lord for the fact that everything's okay, and she fought it twice and won, but that I had her as my example, because I transferred her strength over, and I have learned to lead by example too. I mean, I could just sit on the ground with a box of tissues and cry and be like, my world fell apart. But that gets myself and my team nowhere. So I had to strive and push through that. And it's okay to stop and cry. Don't think that. Don't think that it's not okay to stop and cry. Because obviously it is. But it's perseverance. It's showing that just because things can be hard does not mean that you cannot overcome them and be positive through the whole thing. So always, and back to that whole positive thing, be positive, lead by example. My next step in how I overcome my comfort zone barriers is finish what you started. You will feel so fulfilled if you finish what you started. Never, ever, ever finish something and don't start something and don't finish it. Sorry, I said that backwards. Hey, I'm really good at that, saying sentences backwards. I really am. I do it all the time. Always finish what you started. You cannot start a business and 1 month into it feel so discouraged because you had no sales or no hits off of recruits or anything and think that that's the end. Because everything, in my personal belief, happens for a reason. And the things that are thrown your way and the obstacles that are thrown your way, if you don't leap over them, then you're not fulfilling your destiny. You're not fulfilling yourself. And I think that that's a huge thing, is to always finish what you started. Always. I am not finished with Scentsy yet, and I won't be even when I hit Superstar Director Consultant. I will not be finished yet, even when I'm at the top. You just can't stop just because you have a bad day or a bad week or a bad month. It will literally get you nowhere. My next step is take responsibility for your actions. If you make mistakes, learn from them, apologize, and move on, and try not to make that mistake again. Everybody makes mistakes, and if you think you're above making mistakes, you've got another thing coming, sassy pants, because nobody is above making mistakes. We all make them. I make a million of them, okay? I am the mistake queen. I have horrible luck, and I'm always goofing things up. And what I do is I'm like, woo, I recognize what I've done. If I need to apologize for it, I apologize. And I don't wait around to apologize. I immediately apologize. And if I call the person and they don't answer, like let's say I've kicked somebody off because I said something completely out of context, I call them immediately and I apologize and I make it right. If they do not answer me, I tell them on their voicemail, I am calling to apologize to you and I would love to make this right. Please call me back. And I leave my name and number, my info, and usually within a couple days, depending on how angry they are at me, they call back. So if you mess something up, don't be afraid to take action and be like, you know what, I'm human, I goofed up, I'm so sorry, how can I make this right? And learn from it, and try not to do it again. But that doesn't always happen. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That is part of learning. You do not learn if you don't ask questions. You can ask Kendra, my director. Excuse me, I hiccuped. I probably drive her crazy with questions. Some weeks are better than others. Some weeks I don't inbox her at all, and other weeks I'm like, and I've got like 10 questions in her inbox before she can even think about answering one of them. But she answers with no issues, no anger, nothing. Sometimes she's like, Tiffany, really? You should know this. And then she teases me a little bit. But I'm pretty forgetful. And she's learned that. But never be afraid to ask questions. If you have questions, ask them. You're not going to learn anything if you don't. My next suggestion in steps to breaking the barrier is aim to be the best at all times. Don't settle for the bottom row. When it comes to your output or your performance, always strive for perfection. Nobody is perfect, but you can strive for that. I really try hard to strive for perfection. I am somewhat of a perfectionist, but I don't let it bring me down. It all falls back into being positive. Have the humility to listen and learn is my next thing on my whole breaking the barriers list. Do not think, again, that you're above anybody. I love learning from Kendra. And I am not above her. And the only way she's above me is in the Scentsy promotion rank zone. We are equal. The girls on my team are equal to me. The only difference in us is, as far as the Scentsy business goes, is our title. That's it. And the only reason they may not have the same title as I have is maybe they don't have any team members under them yet because they just joined. Or maybe they only have one or two and they just joined and they haven't reached those star or lead numbers yet. But always remember that you are not above anybody else, and to have the humility to listen and learn. If you come to somebody and they're helping you, listen. Do not disrespect them at all. And that goes into my next step. Respect others, whether they are of authority or not. Treat everyone equal. So these really kind of tie into each other, and a lot of my steps to breaking your comfort zone barrier really do tie into each other. But it really is, have humility, have respect, and be positive. Do not compromise your values. Stand up for your beliefs. So if you hear me talking about, oh my gosh, God blessed you so well, and you're like, Tiffany, you are goofier than I'll get out because I am not religious. Tell me, because I don't want to offend you, and we all make mistakes, and maybe I didn't know you're not religious, or maybe I didn't know that you have different beliefs than me. So when I say things like that, as far as my beliefs go, politely tell me. Politely tell anybody. Never attack somebody, because they may not know that you believe or not believe this way or that way. So never be menaceful about approaching someone and standing up for your beliefs. Always be polite and positive and respectful of other people's feelings, because you don't want to hurt somebody. But never be afraid to tell people, I'm sorry, I don't believe that way, or I don't feel that way. But always do it in an appropriate manner. Never do it in an inappropriate manner. Build your network. Knowing more people will help you in the long run. Put yourself out there. Put displays in businesses. We cannot cash and carry in businesses, but you can have a warmer, a business card display, which we sell on the workstation, and catalogs. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. And catalogs. I have a couple displays uptown in my town, and I have warmers. I provide them. Those are my warmers unless the company wants to buy them. One of my places I have a display is a nail salon here in town, and the girls, I'll bring in new warmers randomly and just change them out for the holidays, the seasons, the theme, whatever. Like Christmas times, Christmas warmers. Valentine's, I try to stick to like Valentine-y warmers. Summer, I try to stick to like patriotic warmers or like baseball warmers or, you know, something of that sort. I always try to stick to what's going on in general outside the world. But I provide my warmers. If the owner or, you know, someone that works there wants to buy it, they're more than welcome to buy it, and I bring a new warmer in. But those warmers are my property. Unless I sell them, I provide the wax. They do not have to buy wax. I'm asking to put my display in their business. So I provide everything. I put catalogs in there. I have a bucket in a couple places with scent samples and my information stapled to them. And it says, free, take one. Because some people will get in there and they'll get a little greedy and they'll take like 20. So always make sure you write on there, free, please take only one. And the more seeds you plant, is what I like to call it, and Kendra refers to it too, is that the more seeds you plant and the more people out there that have your information, the more people you have as a network. And over the time, I've built a pretty large network, and I did so by planting seeds and doing things in a positive, polite manner, and it's really benefited me in the long run. Be confident and proud of what you do. Do not be ashamed of putting your Scentsy posts on Facebook. I have lost a million friends because all I do is post about Scentsy on Facebook. Well, it's social media. It's not a Dear Diary to me. So I don't post a lot of personal stuff on there. I just don't. Occasionally you'll see me posting videos and pictures. I post some of my personal things as far as like pictures and videos go, only because I do want my customers that are on my Facebook, that are across the country, to feel connected with me, because I do consider them friends. They are not just customers to me, they are friends. And some of those customers are family to me. And I don't share all aspects of my life on there, but I do share a little bit. So always be confident and proud of what you do. People will inbox me and tell me, Tiffany, I took you off Facebook because all you do is talk about Scentsy. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But social media is for building networks, not for Dear Diary journals. Know your limits. Ask for help if your work is taking a toll on you. If you just feel so overwhelmed and you feel like you just can't get nothing done, ask for help. Know your limits. I'm here to help you. If you feel stuck in a rut and you just can't get anything, call me. Call me. I am here to help. That's what part of my duty is as a sponsor, in my opinion. It's not Scentsy's opinion on my sponsorship for you, but my opinion is I'm here. I adore every single one of you, and I want every single one of you to succeed. So just call me. Love what you do. If you don't love Scentsy, it's probably not the business for you. I love Scentsy. I'm obsessed with Scentsy. I will talk about Scentsy anywhere and everywhere. My boys, my honey pie, and my kid, they probably get sick of hearing about Scentsy, because I'll talk about Scentsy and they will literally just randomly start talking about other things and try to get me off Scentsy. And I can't help it. I just love Scentsy so much. So always love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, don't lose hope. And my last and final thing is always have your family. If I didn't have my family with me, it could have been a totally different story. My family is my biggest support. Whether they buy from me or they just listen to me babble about my love for Scentsy, they are my rock with Scentsy. I would not, even with Kendra's encouraging words, have the confidence to have gotten to where I am and overstepped all the barriers I've overstepped without their love and support and confidence in me. And it's really such a blessing to me to be able to have gone this far, and trust me, I'm not done with Scentsy yet. I will be at the top. I will be a superstar director, and one day I will not give up. But without their encouragement, their love, and their support, I really don't think I would be where I'm at. Because even though Kendra is amazing and is so encouraging and so inspiring, some days I'll get done talking to her and I'll look at Johnny and be like, Kendra thinks I can do this. And Johnny or my mom is that extra little push of confidence that I need to realize that Kendra's right, I can do this, and I push myself, and before I know it, I've accomplished it. And that's really a big thing about stepping out of your comfort zone, is having the support and the encouragement to do so. Now on to my consistency. Consistency won't be as long as comfort zone, I promise. Consistency is just constantly doing the same thing in and out. Never stop posting. Never stop talking. And never stop learning. Always learn 2 new things about your business every day. Every day I challenge you to go into your workstation or Google search the company and learn 2 things about Scentsy every single day. Even after 2.5 years with Scentsy, I am still learning things every single day. It is never ending. even if it's learning things about my team members or my upline. I strive to learn at least 2 things every single day, and I challenge you to do the same thing. And posting. I never stop posting about Scentsy. I never stop talking about it. I could probably talk to you and sell you 5 warmers in my sleep because I love Scentsy that much. It's really important to stay consistent with your posting and stay consistent with your talking, and always check in with your customers. Always make sure they're okay, make sure their Scentsy needs are met. And it's just really about just continuously doing it day in and day out. Make a schedule until it becomes a habit. After 7 times doing it, it is a habit. It's a scientific fact. And I think that's all I have for today. If you made it through my entire almost 40-minute video, congratulations. If not, I apologize. But until next time, bye!